Hello and welcome everyone to another Daily 8 here on the News 8 Live Desk. Phil Pinarski here, happy to be back with you all again this Thursday. We of course have 8 top stories that, like we do every single weekday, that you need to know about that we're going to be bringing you. We are of course also following the latest on the California wildfires as they continue to impact hundreds of thousands of people, property and wildlife out there. You can find all the latest information on woodtv.com right now, but we're also following right now the funeral procession of former President Jimmy Carter. It's our first story of the day. This is a live look at the procession right now. The funeral service began earlier this morning. Here's a live look, as I said, inside the Washington National Cathedral where the ceremony is taking place. This is one of 2 funerals for Carter today. He will also have one in Georgia following this one in D.C. President Joe Biden delivered the eulogy earlier today. Biden was actually the first sitting senator back in 1976 to endorse Carter's bid to become president. All living former presidents are expected to be in attendance in D.C. We've seen a couple of them on the stream already. President-elect Donald Trump earlier this week also paid his respects to Carter as his casket currently sits and lays inside the Capitol, and it has for the past 2 days. Of course, you can watch the full funeral procession right now over on our website, woodtv.com. Nearly 10 million fish were stocked into Michigan's waters in 2024. That's according to the Michigan Department of Natural Resources. About 600,000 of them were placed during the fall, which brought the total number to around 9.7 million this year, just slightly down from 2023 when the DNR stocked about 10.4 million fish. The efforts by the DNR are done to help local fishers out. Several different species were stocked in the waterways to with the help of local hatcheries. The hope is for these fingerlings to continue to grow and be big catches for those fishermen in the future. And Michigan State Police had a rather bizarre investigation into a house fire near Traverse City earlier this week. According to a social media post from MSP, it all began when a church in Mesquite called 911 after a man had asked if anyone there had gasoline that he could use to, quote, burn his house down that he had been working on. The church refused and eventually called MSP, which prompted them to go search for the man. It was then that first responders were called to a house fire, and they were able to then locate the homeowner who matched the man at the church's description. He also happened to have a gasoline can nozzle in his front jacket pocket when police arrived to investigate. After the man was cleared by medical personnel, he was arrested and charged with second-degree arson. A new face will be leading the Zeeland West High School football team for the first time. After 20 years as head coach of the Ducks, John Shillito has announced that he will be retiring from the job. It marks the end of an era as Shillito is the only head coach the program has ever had. The team won the school's 5th football championship this past season, and Shillito will finish with a 185-46 record, and as well as 18 playoff trips. Shillito's successor for the job has not been named at this time, but congrats on the amazing career, coach. And sticking with football now, there's another reason to cheer if you're a Lions fan. Ferris Coffee and Nut Company has partnered with the NFC North champs to create a new specialty coffee blend. They're calling it the Den Blend. The decision was made simply based on the fact that when the Lions win, the company sees a lot more foot traffic. The coffee is a dark roast and has hints of chocolate and nuts. That is according to the company. You can buy a hot cup inside their shop here in Grand Rapids, or you can find it in bags right now in both Meijer and Costco. Also, if you show up to the store in Lions gear, they said that they will be giving you a 10% off discount for all items you purchase. And after 2 years, Advanced Dental in Grand Rapids has been hosting shoe drives to help those across the world have a pair on their feet. And those drives have reached a milestone. On Wednesday, the dental office celebrated the 10,000th shoe to come through to be donated to local and international organizations. The drive started by Dr. Rick Newman and his wife Pat, who had traveled the world on mission trips and decided that they wanted to give back any way that they could. You can still donate shoes at Advanced Dental right now. It's located over on Burton Street. Newman said that they plan to continue to take in shoes as long as there is a need. All right, let's take a break now and send it over to Storm Team 8 meteorologist Matt Kirkwood with a look at your forecast.
Okay, we get to look forward to some sunshine today. Wearing our sunglasses from time to time. Lake effect flurries this morning and clouds will drift inland. But the big story is going to be off to our south. A major storm system, yet another one's going to miss us off to the south. But that cold front moving through the north central plains will give us a chance of snow. Not today, that will be tomorrow. Today we get to look forward to some broken sunshine out there. Overall, wind is going to be out of the south. That's a different direction. Then that snow arrives tomorrow to the tune of about 1 to 4 inches. I think specifically here in Grand Rapids, will come in around 2 inches of the shovel, but a snowy, cold pattern will unfold in that 8-day forecast. So if you're a fan of winter, this is really going to be a good week ahead of us. Lake effect snow showers continue Saturday morning, kind of winding down during the afternoon. And then on Sunday, another system snow actually heads our way. It doesn't look like a big system, but nonetheless will give us a good chance of snow later Sunday night into Monday. And then here comes the lake effect and the cold for mid part of next week.
All right, thanks, Matt. We end today's show with how you, yes you, can actually own a section of the Mackinac Bridge. 7 of the original steel gratings from the bridge's deck have been put up for auction by the Mackinac Bridge Authority. Each piece comes in at about 38 feet and will weigh 2 tons. So if you do have the room for it, then you can actually place a bet on one of them right now until January 21st. That's when the auction closes. The bets right now start at only $100. You can actually find out how to place a bet simply by checking out our story over on woodtv.com. All right, that is going to do it for us today on the Daily 8, but don't worry, we're going to be back again tomorrow with 8 more stories, including a look at your weekend planner coming up tomorrow, same time, same place. Hopefully we'll see you then. I do want to thank everybody so much for tuning into this latest edition of the News 8 Live Desk. I'm Phil Pinarski, and we hope you have a great rest of your day.